complete chaos on Parking Wars.
Yellow ass brick.
You pay your tickets.
I don't got no tickets.
You got tickets on
I
that.
don't got no tickets. Come touch my vehicle. And I'll dare somebody to come touch my.
How long is it gonna be before somebody gets here?
You gotta open the door. Ma'am, open the door.
We're gonna get you out. We're gonna break the window, get you out. You gotta get out of the car.
You see that right? I got money. I don't give a about no camera, Jess. I make your paycheck in a day, bitch. Out of here.
There are apparently no limits people wouldn't go to protect their cars. I mean, our cars are so dear to our hearts. So when this dude from Detroit went overboard to risk being charged for pulling a gun on an officer, you know it's about to go down. Did I also mention he literally tried to boot off the car boot? What would make a law-abiding go to such lengths? Let's find out together.
I've been out of this city since 2000, man. On a yellow ass brick.
It's too dangerous. I'm gonna call and let them know that he's trying to take the boot off. Sam 293. Sam, I have a citizen whose car has been booted.
Some of the vehicles have been tampered with. That's up in the Wayne State area. See what's going on.
Hold on to your hats, folks. We are about to unload one of the most thrilling parking wars you've ever seen. Apparently, this guy has been living in Detroit long enough for him to do whatever the hell he wants. Until the PEO showed up.
That's Rodney over there.
What's the problem with you? You pay your tickets.
I don't got no tickets.
When the towing guy came, he explained he had no prior tickets, and there must be some kind of mix-up with the car. Could this really have been a mix-up from the agency?
You got tickets on
I don't
that.
got no tickets.
Anybody co-sign for you?
My wife, and she don't drive. I
You
don't
need to
own
call.
no
Did you call the number?
Yeah.
Do you have any other vehicles in your name?
No, I don't have no other vehicle.
But lo and behold, the plot thickens. It turns out that the said man got slapped with a whopping $625 ticket. He's holding his ground, cussing he's as innocent as a puppy in a sock store. Perhaps he's a ticket-evading maestro, orchestrating his way out of fines. The comedy of errors ensues. But things were about to get pretty serious.
What did they tell
So
you?
about $625.
All right,
I ain't
then,
got no $625 and no tickets.
This dude went to his car and pulled out his firearm, cussing out as he taunted the towing guy to come touch his car. At this point, the towing guy reads the room, or road, backs up, and calls for the cavalry. A black man wielding a gun. Things were bound to go sideways.
Dare somebody to come touch me. Touch my vehicle. Touch my vehicle.
Hey, can I get a squad car over here that claims that he got a concealed weapon?
With the cops around, he wasn't so macho or overly aggressive. At least, he didn't have to be. He calmly explained that he only brought out the gun just to remove it from the car, and that he never threatened to use it. But let's be real, he did flash the gun at the towing guy, giving off the mess with my car and get some, right? We're not trying to snitch or anything like that.
Well, first of all, when you have a CCW, at no point when you have a concealed weapon am I supposed to see it unless you're using it.
It's inside the holster when they see me pull it out.
Like I said, they saw you when you got it out of the car.
As the cops sifted through his background, it was revealed that he was as clean as a whistle, armed with the legitimate right to brandish a gun, and surprisingly not on any wanted list. Talk about a miracle. With a temper like his, you'd think there'd be a warrant with his name on it. Sheesh. Now, it's the moment of truth, as he gears up to face the consequences of his rather eventful actions. Brace yourselves.
We'll do a report, and we will forward it to the gun board. I'll return your firearm to you.
The vehicle's gonna go, you understand that?
You know, maybe he had other stuff really going on. It just didn't have to go this far.
While they couldn't tack on additional charges, owing the fine folks of Detroit $625 is no joke. Unfortunately for him, his car ended up on a towing adventure, despite his heartfelt plea about his impending grandfather's wake, and the car being the lifeline for his family. Not to mention the inconvenience of not being able to pick up his kids from school. Perhaps a moment of reflection on the consequences should have preceded that gun-wielding city official standoff. Oops!
I pull up and look at these bees.
Our next guy knows better than to pull a gun on the PEOs, but she did something considered way worse by the agency. Not only was she a heavy hitter, meaning she owed over $1,000 in fines, but she also needed the city police to be around before she could cooperate.
10-4, ma'am, for an extreme heavy hitter, which means they owe a lot of money. We try to get in and get out. That's it. It's still there. So we tell them immediately, no matter what. We have it.
Upon her return, discovering her car booted didn't send her into a frenzy. Oh no, she had a plan, albeit a not so pretty one. Her strategy? Hunker down in the car for as long as humanly possible. After all, they can't tow you if you're in the driver's seat, right? That's common knowledge. So she skillfully ignored anyone brave enough to approach her vehicle, Little did she know, the plot thickens. Could someone dial up the police to stage a car eviction intervention? Stay tuned. The good cops were the first on the scene, conveniently close when the car booting drama unfolded. Extending them the courtesy of a slightly rolled down window, she confidently declares her intent to stay put until her designated savior arrives for the rescue. Is it a lawyer she's summoning? Or perhaps a deep-pocketed relative? The suspense builds as we eagerly await the next chapter.
Officer, can you do me a favor? Can you ask her to get out? We has got to get it out.
Open the door. Ma'am, you gotta open the door. Well, you're not, ma'am, roll the window down a little more.
If this continued for longer, they'd be forced to get the district attorney involved. And boy, does she not need that. Not paying your ticket is one thing, but not obeying the police when compelled out is another ball game.
They have a boot on her car. They're trying to tow it. She won't get out.
You roll the window down. Let me talk to you. But as soon as they get here, you're going to get out the car. Let them take it. She got somebody coming to pick her up. She has a lot of stuff.
We're not supposed to wait for people to get all their stuff out.
Tensions are reaching a boiling point, thick enough to cut with a knife. A growing crowd adds to the spectacle, and it's becoming a potential mess. Another officer joins the fray, yet the storyline remains unaltered. She's steadfast in her stand, refusing to budge until her guy arrives, citing an overwhelming amount of stuff in the car. The parking enforcement officers, PEOs, have other places to be. I can only imagine the queue of cars waiting to be booted. And spare a thought for the tow truck guy stuck in his vehicle like a sitting duck. Urgency looms, and action is needed, and it better be swift.
Gotta get out of the car.
The cops are getting a little aggravated with it.
You gotta get out of the car right now. We're gonna get you out. We're gonna break the window and get you out. Don't start arguing. Just get out of the car. I just want you out.
After over 30 minutes of stalling, her guy finally arrived. Not before she was graced by the commanding officer, who made it clear they would be forced to get out of the car, even if it meant breaking her window, and she would be locked up. She steps out of the car and watches her car get towed away to the yard.
Finally.
See the person gets you.
Get ready for the next tale. A symphony of heavy rock music, a malfunctioning boot, a surge of adrenaline, and an incensed citizen. This one's a roller coaster. Grab your popcorn and buckle up.
Gotta hurry up.
That's not gonna work. I have to use a big one. It's a wide tire, and that's why it won't go on there. We have a major problem here. Neither boot is gonna fit on here, so we might as well just call for a tow truck.
You know when you get that feeling that it isn't just your day right after you get out of bed and stub your toe on a stool you didn't know was there? Well, this is something similar, but with a boot. The PEO had some trouble fitting the boot in and immediately knew it was a bad omen. Going to his van for another boot, they await the arrival of the owner in this hostile neighborhood.
In the music, we have a major problem here. Neither boot is gonna fit on here.
I just bought that car.
And we need a tow truck or a release person to sit on this.
Yo, why are you putting a boot on? I just purchased the vehicle.
If they thought they had it bad when they got here, it would get worse with the car owner screaming down at them from his apartment. From his reaction, the PEOs knew they needed some backup to get through with this one.
Parking tickets.
I just bought the car. I'm on my way to go get the title and everything done now.
It's parking
Okay, well,
tickets
you're gonna
for
have to
the
take
tag.
care of the transfer.
Why is you putting a boot on it? I just walked in the door from buying the car.
Okay, well, we have to go by the tags on the car.
The car owner pleads his case, insisting he just purchased the car and is baffled by the ticket for a vehicle he acquired that very day. Turns out, the previous owner left behind a trail of unpaid tickets. With the title still in transit to his name, he finds himself in a conundrum. But as fate would have it, someone has to foot the bill for that ticket, and it sure doesn't seem like it's going to be this guy.
Yo, give me my boat cut, yo.
B604, can you try and see if you can expedite police to this location? I'm not gonna fight with him over a car. He destroys the boot, he's gonna be in for a fat missing boot fee.
Fuming with anger, he's on the brink of cutting the boot, deeming the parking enforcement officers' PEOs utterly unreasonable. The PEOs, attempting a dose of practicality, advise against it, cautioning him about the inevitable encounter with the police and the subsequent bail dance. Unfazed, the irate individual couldn't care less about potential arrest. He boasts enough cash to bail himself out and cover any looming fines. The clash of wills continues.
You see that right? I got money. Out of here. Got money, I bail right the out. What the my keys?
At this point, the tempers were through the roof as the dude went in to get his keys, not before he reminded them how much more he earns than them daily. The PEOs were at an unease while they waited for the cops to arrive. I wouldn't want to be in their shoes at that moment. Who knows what he would do next? In a wild dash to his car, he peels out like a character from GTA. Little did we know, he's more bark than bite. The police, fashionably late to the party, missed the crazy sprint and the guy's comical escape act. The parking enforcement officers must be throwing a mini celebration. Finally, someone else gets to handle the madness.
How you doing? This guy came out, boot halfway off.
My rims up.
He took off in another car.
Time to leave.
Get the hell out of here.
With a bright smile, optimal positivity, and a loaded purse, this lady intends to get her car from the tow yard before her planned trip to DC, where she'd be spending the next 6 weeks.
I'm going to DC tomorrow for 6 weeks, so I really don't need this stress. I love my car. I need my car.
I need your driver's license, registration, and insurance.
I get my registration and insurance. Proof of insurance, registration, all that.
This is telling me it expired.
To start off her frustrating afternoon, after she paid her fine for parking at a no parking zone, she was made to get her license and insurance papers from her car. This is when the length of her smile starts to reduce.
Unfortunately, this is telling me it expired. I'm going to have to call your insurance company.
It means that I still can't get my car.
Somehow, she had forgotten the latest copy of her insurance. And what she had shown was that her insurance had expired. Now, she had to prove that her insurance hadn't expired. But it was a Saturday, and no one was available to fax her current details to the towing agency. Let's not forget, she was bound for DC and didn't want to accrue any more fines on her car. Talk about a hassle.
Why don't you try this number, okay? Call this number. Tell them it's an emergency.
They're closed.
Unfortunately, you can't get the vehicle unless you submit up-to-date insurance to us.
With her options limited, it was time to think of an alternative. So she had to call her parent to see if they had an up-to-date copy. But there might be an unexpected hero.
So they won't give me my car because they say that my insurance is out of date. Everything I have in my car right now.
Okay, well, I just need anything that's pertaining to your insurance, hon. This is even expired, hon. Expired 4/1.
What is the point of this? It's just this whole scheme to make you absolutely terrified of this experience.
And who is this, your agent?
Yeah.
You can't get in touch with him? Yeah, here, try to get him.
She's faxing it over.
Very good.
On the back of one of the documents she got from her car, she finds the number of her insurance agent who agrees to fax over the more recent copy of her insurance. And now, she can heave a sigh of relief. She got the document across and the agency can now release her car. Turns out that having a positive outlook on things actually works. But I bet she shouldn't be forgetting any of her paperwork anytime soon.
It feels phenomenal to have these in my hand right now.
When you leave home, make sure you have all your paperwork.
Pearl is the name of my car.
There you have it, folks. That's our pick for the week. Which one did you find most outrageous? Be sure to let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more awesome content. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.